back to Wildwood Cottage Diary and welcome back to my garden. It's a beautiful day here today. I got a good video done this morning on how to plant my fruit in leaves, so I'm just in the process of editing that. And I thought while the sun's out, the sun is shining just under the window to the sitting room and there's lots of plants that need moving and dividing up there. So what I thought I'd do is while the sun's there, instead of working in the shade, I thought I'd work in the sun. And then a bit later on I'll go back around in the yard and I'll work in there in the sun. So I'm trying to follow the sun around the garden because I don't know whether you can see, but the garden's now gone into shade and yeah, it doesn't get much sun after 2:30 in the garden, so let's turn you back round. Right, so we're going to tackle the patch round by the porch because this is where I'm thinking of putting the pergola that I've got. It needs painting, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking of putting the pergola here and then I can put a couple of roses on it and it'd finish this area here off nicely, because since we've moved in I've always thought it'd be nice to have a porch, a proper porch. But my husband likes his fire bucket on the porch and he's a bit worried that if I put the pergola there he won't be able to have his fire bucket, so we'll have to see. I'm getting a bit of a wedge fringe, aren't I? It's getting in the way, I need to cut again. But anyway, that's not what you're here for, is it? You're here to see what I'm up to in the garden. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a good week and that you're looking forward to the weekend and having a bit of time off. But yeah, anyway, I'll just turn you around and I'll show you what I'm going to be up to. This is the area I'm thinking of doing today. I showed you in a video a couple of weeks ago the plants that I want to divide. I just moved my shadow out of the way. Now down here there's a daisy, that needs doing. There's another one at the back just there, and there's another big clump over there. So what I'm thinking of doing is, there's also an achillea here. So what I'm thinking of doing is sorting out the edge on the border here. I've got an azalea here as well, which needs sorting out, and there's a geranium along here as well. And in this border over here is where my little pond is. So I'm thinking of redoing this and making a bigger pond. I'm thinking of there's the pond there, but I'm thinking of extending it from there along here and making this into like a nice little pond area where I can sit and look at the dragonflies and the damselflies and all sorts of things like that. At the moment there's irises in here, so I'm thinking of taking them out for the time being and popping them in pots. I've also got here some dyer's chamomile. Now I need to keep them because I'm dyeing wool with the flowers, but I'm going to move them and I'm going to pop them somewhere else in the garden. So they might go in the perennial border or I might put them under here. Now the problem I've got with this border here is when I'm sat in the sitting room there, the flowers are too low and I can't see them from the window. So what I want to do is, along the wall there, I want to put things that are taller. So I've got some tall asters and I've got some helenium. So I'm thinking of putting them at the back, and then towards the front I'm going to put a couple of daisies and that achillea. Now here is my tottering by gently. I'm going to leave that there, and then I've got a climbing rose here, which does have a new shoot on, but this shoot here is not looking very healthy, so maybe it needs a feed, maybe it needs a drink, I don't know, because we've not had a lot of rain. So yeah, I've got to sort that rose out, maybe give it some compost, give it a feed and see if we can give it a perk up. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do now this afternoon. So I'll show you me taking the plants out and dividing them and show you what I'm going to be doing with them. And we'll have a clear up of this border here and see if we can extend the pond. So yeah, I'll just go and get my gloves, get my tools, get my kneeler, and we will get stuck in. Right, so the first one we're going to get out is this daisy here. Now, it doesn't look like it's in a lot of soil at all. So this is our plant here, nice big plant. I'm I'm hoping I can get some cuttings out of it. It looks like I can. So I don't know whether you can see, there's some little roots just here. So each one of those is going to be a new plant. So I think I'm going to get quite a bit out of this. Oh yes, I am. So let's take this bit out. Right, don't know whether you can see, but that's a new plant. Got plenty of roots just here. Plenty of roots just here. And that's a nice healthy plant. So that's one. Another one's come off. There's another one. Now these are a white daisy, and I think these came in a wildlife mix. So I'm going to see what I can get off this. I think that one, this one here, is an antirrhinum. It's in the wrong place. Right, so let's see what we can get. Right, look at that nice clump there. So we're going to have these all over the garden. Look at them. Really healthy. So that's the daisy flower. Might take some more. I'm just going to put a small clump back because this is only last year's growth, so it'll come back. I don't want to get a spade in because I don't want to damage the roots. Sorry for hitting the tripod. But you can see the mother root here, just there. So anything round that can come off. So I think I'm going to leave that. That's going to be our plant to go back in. Have a look. Not much soil here at all. It's the problem with this garden. It's all slate. Right. So that's our daisy back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them in pots and then see where I want them in the garden. In fact, they could probably just go in water. And go and pop them in the greenhouse, and I can do them tonight after tea. Because I can work by torchlight in the greenhouse. The next thing I want to do is this achillea here. I don't know whether you can see it, because they're too big as well. And there's masses of it. Right, so that came out nice and easy as well. That is the size of my plants. So I'm going to divide that as well, take bits off, and then put the plant back. I do like these, but they just get far too big. So there's one. Another one. So these can all go up the back. Because I haven't really got much at the top of the garden other than roses, so it'd be nice to have something else. Fill it out a bit. Right, I think I'm going to have to get my spade for that one, or a knife. Right, so I've got myself a big knife. And you can see the division in the root just there, so that's where I'm going to cut. So there's another one. Don't worry, my fingers are well out of the way. There's another one. So that's 3. Might get one more. And there's another one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around the garden doing that. and get myself a load of free plants. You can see the size of the hole that it's come out of there. You see that big hole there? That's how big the plant was. So I'll pop it back in. It feels a bit cold, so there must have been a bit of frost about. I need to weed and get all the grass out, but it's looking alright so far. So, another daisy here. I think it's a daisy anyway. I know I had Canterbury bells in, so I'm not sure if it's that. This one here. We'll just have to see. See what comes up. There's quite a bit of daisy in this bed, so I'd like to spread it out. So I think that's it for that one. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop them in some pots with some compost, and when the weather warms up and I decide where I want them, I can then put them in the soil. So I'm going to go and give them a head start with some compost. So we'll just go in the greenhouse and we'll go and do that. Just going to check my broad beans while I'm here. Planted some ginger, and one of them is beginning to sprout in there, so that's good. And I had a little search in here before. Now where did that broad bean go? Here he is. It's all nice and warm in there. This little green shoot's gone. See that? That's a sign of food. Pop him back in. Right, they need a little bit of a drink. They're drying out a little bit. Give them a bit of water. I won't give them too much, just to stop them drying out, because the propagator will keep them a bit moist. These big propagators are getting Charlies and they're fab. Fit loads of plants in them. This is a hollyhock plant I found up the garden as well. So let's put the lid back on. So that's that. While we're here, I've got 2 peonies. I've got 4 altogether. There's 2 in each box. This one's called Black Eye Bell, and that one's Sarah Bernhardt, and I'm going to get them planted as well, so that's what I'm going to do now. So I think that's it for now. I'm going to carry on with my potting on. I'm going to get my daisies and I'm going to sort them out, and I might try sorting out round by the fish pond. So if I do, I'll record it for you, because I'm going to do a new wildlife pond, and as I showed you, I wanted to sort of fill that bed with a bit of a margin for plants and flowers and things. It's not going to be too deep because we have friends that visit with children, so it can't be too deep, but deep enough for frogs and newts and things like that. And then I can put some plants in. I've got a water lily, so I'm going to put that in, and I can sit in the porch with my knitting or my spinning and watch the wildlife come in and enjoy the pond. So yeah, I've got bits of leaf stuck in my hair, little bits of leaf. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I'm going to go on and get on with the rest of my day, and I will see you soon. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the week. So take care, and I will see you soon. So bye for now. Bye bye.